Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday, technically the last day of our gratitude week, except we're tagging 2 more days on, and the next 2 days are also going to be gratitude week extended. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. I'm so glad so many of you are here. Welcome to everybody out there on Facebook Live. For anybody who's new, we are here every day with one sing-along song every day at noon Eastern Time. And by the way, we have just hit today, actually, we are hitting our 602nd day of singing together in this room, which is just so much fun. And I love seeing all of these familiar and new faces every day on the screen, smiling and singing along. Welcome again, everybody out there on Facebook Live. We're glad you joined us today. And hello to everybody in the room. Hello, Aaron. Nice to have you with us today. Aaron is running the tech for us. Hello, Matlakala Bopape, who is coming in from South Africa and who's going to teach me how to pronounce her name again when we're all done. Hello, Annette. Nice to see you today. Coming in from California. Brian in Maryland. Hello, nice to see you. Becky in British Columbia, Deli in Maryland, Trish in British Columbia, Sheila in Florida, Susan in Ohio, Sarah in Texas, Dawn and the Curly Tops, nice to see you all again, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, hello, hi Miles, nice to see your little face, one Curly Top on a second screen, this is new and intriguing and I love it, hello Curly Top, and Christiana and Bob coming, well that's not Bob, but Christiana and friend coming in from Maryland, nice to see you both, and Kathy in Virginia, hello, Susan in Seattle, hello, hello, Hope. I think you might be new to us today. Thanks for joining us. We're glad to see you. For anybody who's new today, you're welcome to stay afterwards. At the end, we'll unmute you and ask you where you're from and tell you a little bit more about the things we do in this community. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you coming in from Idaho. Hi, Ann in Nashville. Hello to Luda and Mark in Victoria. Nice to see you both. Hi, Deborah in Kentucky. Hello to Mary in Victoria. Nice to see you today. I think you've been here before. Kevin in New Hampshire. Hello. And Aloysius in Western Mass, hello. And Caroline in the DC area, hello. Let's see who else is here. Hello, Johnny, nice to see you today. And Carolyn in Idaho. Hi, Ralph and Penny in Victoria, glad to see you both. Hi, Jamie, also Victoria. Carol in Connecticut, hello. I think you had a birthday yesterday or the day before, happy birthday. Fred, hello, nice to see you today, coming in from Silver Spring. Hello, Mary, nice to have you again. Sandy in Maryland, hello. Kat in Vermont, hello. Hi, Cricket, also in Maryland. Hello, Lynn and Cliff in Connecticut, nice to see you. And then lots of folks not on video, Nancy, Christiana and Bob, Stephanie, Harvey. Oh, I said hi to Christiana and Bob. Harvey and Valerie, Lisa, Jane. Let's see. Oh, there's Phil Ho coming in from Totnes in England. Hi, Shari in New Hampshire. Gloria, Isabel in Florida. Lynn in Connecticut. Jane, Paula, and maybe others still popping in. Another Kathy over there. Nice to see you all. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. And welcome to the last day of the Thanksgiving weekend. Whoop. And I am very, very happy to be here. I'm actually home today in my home for the first time in 25 days, and it's kind of fun to be here. This is actually the background. It's not an artificial background, although I've thought about trying to do that as I travel, have my same old self here. So I'm so glad to be back and happy to report to all of you that it is a beautiful day here in the Maryland, D.C. area, and hoping that it's a beautiful day where you are. And super excited to be singing again in here for the second time with Matlakala Bopape, who is going to teach me again how to pronounce her name. I do keep trying, and it is a little on the tricky side. She is from South Africa. She is in Limpopo. She's a choral director for 40 plus years, a chorus that's traveled all around the world. And she's been a Village Harmony participant for 21 years. She conducts workshops, she has her own businesses, and we're going to talk about all of this with her after we sing today. But right now, I would like to say welcome to Matlakala and ask her if she can go ahead and do a better job than me of teaching us how to pronounce her name.
Okay, you've done well with the name Matlakala. Hello, everybody. It's Matlakala. Matlakala. Matlakala means leaves of trees. The name has got a long story, but suffice it to say, it's Matlakala. It's not Bopape, it's Bopape. It's like you call anything Italian as it is, Bopape. So it's Matlakala Bopape. So can we go ahead and start with the teaching, formal teaching? Yes. As she said, I hail from South Africa, and I would just like you to put up the map so that people know exactly where I come from. Quickly. I come from South Africa, from Limpopo. Limpopo is next to Zimbabwe. We are just separated by the Limpopo River from Zimbabwe. Where I live is about 200 kilometers to the border with Zimbabwe. So that is the whole map of South Africa, and South Africa has 9 provinces, and it is a very multilingual society with 9 even official languages, and although it's actually 2 language groups, but it's 11 official languages. And so I come from Limpopo, and which is the northmost part of South Africa. And then the Western Cape, with its Cape Town, you can see down there, the purple one, that's where Cape Town is. Mine is up in the north. I grew in a very small village with a lot of singing as we were growing up, both from the family, from the village, and from school. But I won't talk about that today. I also wanted to just talk about the song that I'm going to be teaching today, which is, perhaps you can put up the lyrics for me.
So the lyrics are in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that. I just chose a very simple song, although the dance might be a bit difficult. We won't be doing the dance today, but it's a very simple song with just 1, 2, 3 words. And it says, Eli, Eli. Can you put it up? Eli, Eli.
Eli, yeah, Eli. So it is actually Matlakala. It is in the chat, so everyone can see it. So we won't.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody can see that.
Everybody can see it.
Eli, Eli. I think it comes from biblical Hebrew something. I think Eli means God or Jehovah or something like that. But the song is actually about seeking blessings, expressing gratitude, and in some cases where people are seeking for assistance and help and they are in a crisis, it depends on what you want to use the song for, because it's a very simple song. But Eli then would mean God or Jehovah or the universe or whoever you wanting blessings from. And wema, it's a simple exclamation. It doesn't mean anything. It's just an exclamation to say, yeah, something like that. So it's Eli, Eli, wema, Eli, wema, Eli, wema, Eli, Eli. It's just that. But you'll, as you're listening to the song, because we are going to put the video on now, you will see that they will all sing together, and at different points, then it's a soprano that's leading, and then it's an alto that's leading, and it's a tenor that's leading, and it's a bass that's leading. So you can identify your parts. But listen to this first.
That was beautiful, Matlakala.
Thank you. I think I would just like to start with the sopranos, not the leading parts, just introducing the general parts, and then I'll introduce the parts as they lead. So the first one, soprano. Last time. Alto. Last time. Tenors. Eli, 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 Eli. Time. Eli, 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 Eli. Basis. Eli, 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 Eli. Eli, 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 Eli. All right. So can we just sing all of us just those lines that we've been learning before I introduce the leading parts? 1, 2, 3. Eli, 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 Eli. So that's everybody would be doing that as each part is leading. So we will start with the soprano that goes, Eli, Eli, wema. Everybody then comes, Eli, 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 wema. Eli, 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 wema. Eli, 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 wema. Eli, 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 Eli. That would have been the sopranos leading. Now, where the altos lead is Eli, 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 wema. 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 The tenors, then the altos shut up and the sopranos shut up. They only back them up with those melodies that we did at the beginning. Now the tenors leads. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. Okay, the rest back the tenors up, then it's bass. Eli, 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 wema. Eli, 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 wema. So when we sing together, you can choose whether you want to do that, but normally it should be the whole sopranos that sing the leading part, the whole alto singing the leading part. But we start with Eli, 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 Eli. Okay, let's all go. Come. Eli, 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 Eli. Now the sopranos are going to lead. Eli, 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 wema. Eli, 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 wema. Eli, Eli, Eli. Now the alto. Eli, Eli. Are you still there? Okay. Yeah, the alto. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. And then Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, Eli, wema. And then bass. Eli, 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 wema. I think let's stop there, and I don't know whether we can try to play the video again, just to see how the parts link together, and then you can sing with the video. I'm not even sure whether.
Yeah. So Matlakala, I'm wondering, actually, can we chat for a minute, and then can we try to sing along with the audio on the video? If I can figure out how to do it, we'll just share the audio so we can all see each other singing, since we got to see the video. So before we switch over, because I definitely want to sing with you again before we leave, I do want to ask you a little bit about some of the things we've been chatting about behind the scenes. So first, I know that you are the director of this choir that's been going for 40 years. Can you tell us a little bit about the choir, where you've toured, and any parts about it that are the most meaningful that you would like to share?
We've been there for 50 years, more than 40 years, as I said, and I'm one of the co-founders of the choir, and it's an amateur choir. We don't audition. You just come with your voice. Most of the people may not even be able to read music, and most of the people in our choir are not employed. Some are still students. Some are retired. So it's a range of ages from like 18 to 80. But we are only 20. We used to be 60 and more, 96 actually. And then when we started traveling, the first travel that we did was in Switzerland in 1995. We were there as 20 people. It was manageable. The next travel was Canada. We've been to Canada 4 times. And at one stage, I was with 55 people, which was a nightmare because we get accommodated in houses, and it's a nightmare to accommodate 55 people in houses, and also the logistic part of it in getting 55 people all at the same time in a bus. It's just, and I told myself I'm never going to do it. But we've been doing competitions, and we've represented Limpopo nationally, and we've been winning some and losing some, but mostly winning. And then we decided we aren't going to be going for competitions anymore. We'll travel. So we've traveled to Canada, we've traveled to the States, we've traveled to Germany, we've traveled to Italy, we've traveled to Barcelona, and of course to Switzerland and the UK. We're hoping to travel again to Barcelona next year. We've been invited there, and I've run workshops in Italy, in Germany, in the UK, in the US, in Barcelona, and in all of these other places that I've been, and also for groups that come to South Africa seeking to learn South African music. We have had choirs from Austria, from all over the world. So, and I also run workshops for churches and universities here.
That's so neat. So tell us, you said you have something coming up, you said through a university, and there's not any link yet, but you said you'd let us know. Tell us a little bit about what that's going to be.
I'll let you know. It's sometime in January. The University of what? I should have thought about it before. I don't remember, but in any case, it's in the States. And I was just teaching last week also some college also in the States. Thursday last week I was teaching, but that was 11 o'clock in our time here, PM. It was very late. So yeah, when that comes, I'll share it with you so that you can be part of that.
Perfect. Yes, we'll let everybody know. We have an email list now, about 400 people, and we'll send it to the whole gang, and maybe lots of us can show up. So what time is it right now in South Africa?
It's 1929. That's
really?
half past 7.
7:30. Okay, so it's a little more reasonable than 11 p.m. I'm glad we're at noon.
Oh yeah.
Tell us really quickly, just a couple sentences about your beautiful businesses that you were telling me about. You said you are a businesswoman, and boy, can I tell that you've got the right label.
I got into business by default. One of the reasons why I got into business was the fact that most of the people in our choir are not employed. So when this person came selling a hair salon to me, and I didn't want to do it because I knew nothing about hair, I just knew the theory. And I didn't want to do it, but after 6 months, I agreed because I was looking at the choir. And once I got that business, then I took some of the choir members and sent them for training to go and do hair, to go and do massages, to go and do facials, to go and do this. And then they came back, and then I really started the business, and they were getting paid. My motivation was, you know, if you are in a choir and the members are not employed, they are not able to come to rehearsals. It was for selfish reasons also that I was doing that. And they came back, they started working. And while they are working in the spa and the hair salon and so on, then I thought, you know, I've always been sending these people far away from here because there's no school here. Then I developed an idea of starting a school. So I started a beauty school, which is a 3-year course, internationally accredited. And as we speak now, I started that school in 2009. And so many people have graduated from that school. I'll also share that with you sometime so that you can see the kind of business that it's got. Both have got websites.
Oh, great.
And of course, I also do beadwork. I don't do beadwork, but I got somebody who was doing beadwork, who was training women in the villages, you know, to just get a living out of beadwork because it's part of the tradition.
Yep.
And so we've been able to train about 400 women throughout, and some are continuing with the business.
Can we all please give it up for Matlakala? She is like an amazing nonprofit for women and music unto herself. And Matlakala, it's so impressive. And I can't wait until we all get a chance to come there and be part of your world there. Oh, yeah. And yeah, we're coming. We're bringing a bus. We haven't figured out. Go ahead.
You come here.
Yeah, we might have to put the bus on the plane in order to get there, but we'll figure it out. So Matlakala, thank you so much. I am actually going to see if I can figure out how to share it just as a sound clip. And we can all sing along with you again, if that works for you.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's see. I'm going to push this. I'm going to push this and wish us luck. So far, nothing. All right, hang on. We're trying again. I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, I know what I have to do. Hang on. Let's try this. Now, hang on. Let's try here. Eli, Eli, wema. Eli, 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 Matlakala, that is so completely beautiful and so mesmerizing, and I could just keep going. Like when I heard that it was slowing down and ending, I was like, no, not yet. I I just really enjoyed that. Thank you so, so much. Um, before I let you go, can you just share with us, since we are in the middle of our gratitude week, or actually we're at the end, which is now sort of the middle of our gratitude week, can you share with us something that you are feeling grateful for in your life?
You know, which is during the time that Larry has just passed on. I'm really grateful that I met that great man. Back in 1999, I had taken my choir to Canada for the first time. That's where I met Village Harmony. And ever since then, they've been part of me. But more than that, it was, in South Africa, our music, it's actually in the African schools. It's not taught in the schools. Um, you just pick it up as you go. But then where it's taught, it's very, very straight jacketed. And so we went into, all choirs go into competitions, which is very stressful sometimes. And so your whole mentality and your whole paradigm and your whole approach is for competition, and there's no music outside the competition, and that's what we've been doing, and 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 that happens throughout. And like I'm saying, competition is very stressful. But when I met Village Harmony, and they were more focused on more the tradition, more the culture, I felt emancipated. Okay? And I can only thank that, give my thanks to Larry and Patty for having done that, because then I didn't have to compete with anybody. In fact, I had to go back to my own roots and start unearthing and start understanding what it is, because most of our competitions would have been on your classical, your romantic, European, romantic, and so on. It wasn't much about South African kind of culture. If it was, it would have been about the composition. And most of our compositions here would have been based on the European way of composing, not taking into account your African rhythms and so on and so on. So the emancipation that came to me through Village Harmony is huge. In fact, I felt some kind of transformation. I actually changed, and I'm preaching a different song now to my South African colleagues about going back to the roots. I wouldn't have seen the roots if it hadn't been for Larry. We've always been singing our songs generally, but I never thought that anybody was interested in what we're doing, only to find when I joined Village Harmony. I mean, my highest point in Village Harmony was when we went to Italy, and we went to this monastery, and Carlo, who was coordinating in Italy, said to me, don't be surprised when we get there, they may not even clap because the priest is very uptight. So we went there, and it was all the nuns and the priests and all of those, the brothers and the fathers, they were sitting in front there. And then we started another song from South Africa. We started dancing. Lo and behold, they stood up and danced. That for me was priceless. It was just priceless. I can't forget this. And he was so surprised what could have moved them to do that, when he had told me not to worry if they don't
Oh,
So
Matlakala. That is
Yeah.
so beautiful. That and it's so, I mean, so we've all been thinking about Larry a lot in this room. He was in this room with us a lot, both as a host and as a singer and a song leader. And you know, it being grateful for Larry. Matlakala and I were talking about this before we opened. Larry was, for both of us, one of those people that you just kind of never thought he was going to be anywhere else but right here. He was this presence and this person that just felt, you know, I don't know, like a fixture, and how much we have lost in losing Larry, and what an opportunity that is to think a lot about gratitude, because it's one of the ways we can move forward, thinking about, you know, what he did give all of us in his being. And Matlakala, this summer, my son was in the Village Harmony teen touring camp, and they did a South African song, and specifically Larry talked about the fact that you had taught it to him, and it was just so moving. And it's the way you see the music passing it from you and from Larry into all of these teens that are going to go out and pass it on. It's just beautiful. Thank you so much, Matlakala. And
Thank
yeah, thank you. Can we all please thank Matlakala again? And
thank you.
Matlakala, we hope to sing with you again at whatever our Larry tribute is that we managed to schedule, and also just again in the Daily Antidote, hopefully sooner rather than later. Thank you again for that beautiful music and all this great talking.
Thank you so much. I hope to be singing with you again someday, and I hope to all see you in South Africa someday. It's a beautiful country, although we've got COVID now. But
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers are going up and down in all kinds of places right now. And let's hope, let's all put our hope in with our gratitude and hope for better times ahead. We're almost at 2022, and maybe it won't be as complex of a year as the previous 2 or 4 or 8, depending on how you look at it. And probably it will be complex in all its own ways, right? But here we are all together, and we have each other. And that's just a good start. Good start.
mhm, mhm,
Thank you
mhm.
again, Matlakala. And thank you again, everybody on Facebook Live. Take care. And Facebook, please join us again tomorrow. We can't wait to see you.